everybody. Woo! We are back. We are back for our Spouses Keepers Symposium. Yes, marriage counseling, our marriage class. I think it's more of a class than anything. But we're back, and we're glad to be here. I'm always glad to be with you all. And I feel like that you all feel the same about being here with me. It's just we come together and we fellowship. That's the name of the ministry, is New Image Fellowship. And that's what we do. We just fellowship. We have a ball, and I love it. I love seeing you all come on. I love seeing you all put your comments in, even though I have to go back and read them at the end. But I do love very much having you all with me, and I want you to know that I don't take it for granted. While some are coming on, I do want to let you know that God bless you, Bishop. Hi, Pastor. Thank you all for coming in tonight. I do want you to know that we are going to be campaigning this weekend for our donations page. These symposium or classes are free. There's no charge to engage in any of this. And so, hi, Mr. Morris. And so we want to make it available because Paul said, there should be a reciprocation at some point. If I'm giving you things to bless you, then should I not receive the same from you? And I don't spend time talking about money on these symposiums. I have 3 times a year that I come and I talk and I ask because I want to spend that hour giving word, giving wisdom, giving substance. Okay? So I just want you to know, I just want to put that in there so when you see me pop up on the weekend, you'll know what it's all about. All right. Hi, cuz. I see you. Hey, Mitchell. All right. I've been making an announcement. Those that are coming in know that I tell you, I see you, and then we go on. Tonight, we're talking about a very, I think, complicated to some degree, but yet a marvelous journey. And that is, what does it really mean to be one? What does being one really mean? They talk about it when you get engaged. They talk about it at the wedding, and at marriage class, preach about it, teach about it, and they two became one flesh. Well, how do we do that? Now, some of our veterans, should I say, of marriage would say, oh, girl, it gets to be old after a while. It just don't matter no more. One say something, all right. The other one say something, all right. Don't make no difference. It ain't no big thing. But getting to that point is a whole nother ball game. Getting to that point, getting from right here to, oh, Lord, thank you, Jesus. You brought him to me, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, I have an amazing husband. And you just been married for about, let's say, 6 months to a year. Maybe a few weeks. To this, which is where we've been together 30, 40, 50. I think I know a couple right now. I don't know of them, but I know their daughter. And she was sharing some things with me, and she said, Apostle, my folks have been married 74 years. Now, I'm going to tell you something. That's a long time. Same person, that's a long time. Now, all of us don't have that testimony, okay, and don't get down about it. But that's 74 years, even if you've been dealing in marriage, whether it's your first husband or your 35th, 75 years, 74, 75 years of marriage is, woo, that's pretty much your life. And they could come and tell you, oh, well, you know, after a while it just get where it doesn't matter. All of that's good. But up to that point, how do we walk this journey? How do we walk this journey of being one? I see you all coming on. I see my family. Hi, y'all. I see my friends. Thank you. And I do appreciate you all spending this time with me. But how do we really become one? I think that outside of anything that divorce could entail, becoming one, I think, is the whole thing in a nutshell. Many times folks say, oh, it's the money we have. We don't never have enough money. Or, oh, it's this. It's my in-laws. Or, oh, they name a whole lot of stuff. But the bottom line to the whole thing is, how do we become one? Thank you for your thumbs ups and your hearts. I see them and I want to acknowledge them. How do we become one? How do we walk this journey? We are married. I'm carrying his last name. She is my wife. How do we become one when we both come from two totally different backgrounds? How do we do it? How do we come home every day and grin at each other and pay each other's mess no mind, but just keep focusing on the happy stuff? How do we do that? How do we say, you know what we have is too important to worry about? You know what I'm saying? Let's just go on. How do we do that? When some of the things that we go through, okay, some of the things that we go through hurt so bad. We wound each other. We say things that wound each other. And pride. Oh God, you know what Daddy says about pride. Daddy says pride goeth before fall. He said he even hates a proud look. And most of the time, pride is what's in marriages. This one don't want to say, well, you know what, maybe I didn't say that quite right, or maybe I looked at that wrong. Or, well, you know, that's all I know about it. You know, I wasn't trying to hurt you, but that's my point of view about it. That's what we always associated that with. Pride won't let you say that. And when enough pride is in the way, you can't become one. You cannot become one. And you can't become one simply because you're saying to each other, I'm right. And you probably are. But there comes a point, in the words of Dr. Phil, when you have to ask yourself a question. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? I'll never forget the first time I heard him say that. I just sat back it just blew me right on back in my seat. I said, oh, Jesus. That is the question of every century of any marriage. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Because at the end of the day, if you're miserable and there's no love, there's no intimacy, what did being right get you? As Dr. Phil said, how's that working for you? When we really want to be one, We have to know that each other has rights. Each other has rights. What does that mean? Just like you have the right to be the way you say you want to be, you got to remember your spouse has the same right. And a lot of times what happened is because right then we able to throw our venom out and say what we want to say and how we want to say it. We forget that life will bring the time around where your spouse has that opportunity. Now they have the right. And the trouble is, when it gets over there on your spouse's side, you done forgot about how nasty you were when it was on your end. And your spouse might not be that nasty, but the choices that they make will cause you to say, oh God, why in the world? Because I felt like that's what I could say. And I felt like that was my privilege to say it. Why didn't I think about, now, it's going to come around where they have the same privilege and they have the same right. Now, how am I going to feel when they make their choices and it's not what I want? See, we don't think about these things when we're married. All we know is, I want what I want. Give me what I want. I'm not worried about if you get what you want. Just give me what I want. I got married for you to make me happy. And that's on both sides. You know I'm talking on both sides. I got married for you to make me happy. Most time it's with the men, it's the sex part. You know, because they'll throw that scripture out. Well, now, you know the Lord said, your body don't belong to you no more. Your body belong to me. But who walking around in this body? It sure ain't you. Now, while your spouse respects that, okay, while your spouse respects that, and they don't mind living in that truth of Daddy's word that their body now belongs to you, you also have to remember your body belongs to them. And the same way you don't want them telling you, no, not tonight. Come on, baby. Jesus, I'm tired. Or I'm not feeling good. You already know. Now, I'm here for you all the time. But tonight, I just need you to chill, man. Baby, I can't help it. I can't help it. You just feel so good to me. Come on, baby. You're going to feel better when I get through. Okay. Now, you got to remember when she comes to you the same way. And say, come on, baby, come on. Hey, this most holy place right here, you're going to be all right. You're going to be fine. I'm going to move all that stress up out of you. But now you want to say, baby, I don't mean no harm, but not tonight now. And then you get this stern voice in it. Now, look, I done said not tonight. Now, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. And you shut down. But now when it was her, or him, whichever side it's on, they didn't shut down. They sucked it up, and they tried to give you the most pleasing night or day or morning or whatever it was, whenever it was, that they could give you. But now it's on your foot, and you are firm. And don't give it up. How can we become one? Y'all see me, I keep patting with my hair. I think I was a little cute tonight. How can we become one when we can't make sure that when the shoe is on our foot, we do the same thing that the other one did to us? How can we do that? There was a conversation that was going on. Matter of fact, it was something somebody was actually saying to me, some of my family. And I had just heard all I could hear. I said, Lord, if they say that one more time, I said, give me something to say to shut them up. respectfully, Lord, because I wasn't about to disrespect them. I don't mess with nobody anointed. I don't care what's wrong with you. I'm not getting ready to come up against the anointing in you. But I was sick of what I was hearing. And this wasn't a person I could just really, say, look, I had to be easy. And that time came and they just went, I mean, they were riding that horse. And I started to say something. Holy Spirit said, let them finish. Let them finish. And I'm like, Lord, I don't want to hear all of this. He said, let them finish. Okay. So I just stood there in the door. And because I was at their home. And I just stood there in the door. And I just listened. Finally, they got through. And when they did, this is what the Holy Spirit gave me to say. And I said it to them just like this. I said, I hear what you're saying. I said, and that's your right to feel any way you want to feel. I said, but don't forget, the next person has the same right. And that was exactly how I said it, and I walked out the room. Asked me, have they said it again? Haven't heard it anymore. Because what that did, that made them shut up long enough to think, but now I'm sitting here doing all this because of who I am. And I didn't realize, that's right. The other person has the same rights. And how would you feel if they exercise their rights the same way you exercise yours? See, let me tell you something. Young people, listen to me. Because what I just described was from the older generation. When people sometimes get older, they tend to feel like they can say what they want to say and say it how they want to say it, and you just got to put up with it. No, you don't. You don't have to disrespect them, but you don't have to put up with it either. You can go right on, and you can start weaning yourself from that person, even though they might need you. But every time I get around you, you got to tear me down. You got to make me feel less than because of who you are and what you've done. No. And that's what happens. From that point, I began to look at marriage, and I said, okay, that's the same thing with marriage. It's been some years back now. Just a couple of years back. And I said, that's the same thing with marriage. One or the other spouse feels like they can pretty much say what they want to say and do like they want to do, and you just got to put up with it. They're going to treat you however they want to treat you, and you're going to put up with it, and they're not going to give you what you asked for. They're not going to give you what you want. They don't owe you nothing. And that is very true. But at the same time, you must remember, your spouse don't owe you nothing either. And how would you feel if they took the very same attitude with you that you just took with them? And right then, because you in your feelings, I don't care, let them go head on. Don't make me no different. Okay. You talk that stuff now because there ain't nothing hit you. Wait till you sitting up with a terminal illness. Wait till you don't have nobody that can really take care of you like they can, and then they're not there. Let's see you talk all that jibber jab now. Let's see you get in your feelings now. See, let me tell you something. Sickness will bring you to your knees. Now, some people, it don't bother them. They just as hardcore and mean sick as they were when they wasn't sick. They just pure hellish, that's all. But on a norm, sickness will break you down like a fraction, especially when they throw the big C on you, or they throw kidney dialysis on you. Something where it just alters your whole life internally. I mean, you can forget life as it has ever been. It will break you down. And all of a sudden, you don't have all that to say now. And the trouble is that same spouse that you had all that attitude with, guess what? They have the right now to walk away. Tell you better call somebody in your family. I ain't putting up with this. You haven't been a spouse to me the whole time we've been together, and now you hit with this, and you looking at me. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. You better call your family or somebody to come take care of you. I'm not getting ready to do this. Right then, you at the mercy of that spouse. Now, suppose they would talk their junk. Now that you at the mercy of them. See, when you are walking this road of becoming one, you got to take into consideration your spouse has the same right. They have the same right. But if you want to become one, like the word say become one, you're going to have to know. Now, I got to understand that my spouse has rights just like I do. My spouse could get in their feelings just like I got in mine. And how would I feel if they came at me just like I went at them? Let me tell you something. You wonder why I can talk about it so good? Done been there. Done been there. And in my eyesight, now, in my world, I was just trying to help. You know, they had been without and had so much they had been depleted of, you know, and stuff. And I was like, Lord, oh God, just help me. You know, my heart went out to them because I had a different testimony. And I wanted them to have the same testimony I had. But guess what? In their world, they felt like they were all right too. Even though they grew up with 100% less than what I did. They felt like their world was all right too. And what right did you have, me, to act like their world wasn't all right because it didn't look like your world? Daddy rode me with that because I'm a trainer. I'm a teacher. And that's what trainers and teachers do. We help you to get where you need to get. But in marriage, that doesn't always work. Instead of a lot of time the spouse appreciating that they have somebody who wants them to be better, they get in their feelings and they let their pride come up. Most of the time it's the guys and their male ego. And the women, they don't see you as a wife, then they see you as a mom. And they like, my mom is over there, or either she did. Because they cannot see where you are is not going to help us. I need you to get with me and let's learn this. Never mind you trying to learn too now. They ain't even paid no attention to the fact you trying to learn. You trying to educate yourself. You trying to make you better for them. And you just want them to do the same for you. But what happens is, if they see that they're all right, you're going to waste your time. You know what you do then? You let them be the way they are. I have found, and I'm still working on it. Now, I haven't mastered this one. I'm going to be frankly honest with you. Haven't. But I'm working on it. I am growing daily. And really, my children started me on that journey. Really, they did. I am daily working on myself. If I say something to somebody and they say, no, so, shut up. Shut up. Number one, they don't have to see it like you. Number two, they might not want to see it like you. Number three, They don't have to see it like you. Now, that might not make things right in the home, but they don't have to. And you must come to grips with that. As a spouse, you must come to grips with the fact your spouse may not want to, they don't have to. It's their right not to, if that's what they choose. You like, but yeah, how we gonna ever get together when one pulling against the other one? I tell you how. And again, I'm still doing that even with my I think I've done pretty good with my children, but I'm still working on it, because they probably talk to them and they say, no, she ain't got there yet. She better, but she ain't got there yet. So that's why I'm telling you, I'm working on it. The best thing you can do when you find out that a person is all right in their world, but it's killing your world, just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Let them find their own way. Now, it may cost them the marriage, because, I mean, you don't have years to sit there, because those are years you're not going to get back. You don't have years to sit there and wait for somebody to decide when what you all have is worth getting it right, and let's move this. I think I mentioned to you all, I was at my little hideaway, I call it. My little place where I go to just don't have to worry about no calls. I ain't responsible for nobody. I'm just there with Daddy. And this couple came in. And I guess what got my attention, and y'all have heard me talk about it, some of you. I guess what got my attention was the fact it was the man that looked at the woman. And he was much older than her. It was the man that looked at the woman and said, I like what we have. He was an older gentleman too. I like what we have, and I appreciate you. What can I do with you to make what we have bigger? I cut my eye over there, because he was facing where he could see me if I was just looking right at him. I cut my eye over there. I said, say that again. He said, what can I do? How can we work together to maximize the value that we have in what we have? I'm like, Jesus, my God. A man saying that? Oh, my Savior. That's what got me. Because I looked at him. Of course, it wasn't a black man. But I looked at him, and I'm not saying that there's none of them that will do that. I'm sure there are. But I looked at him and I said, wow. I said, and I looked at her, and I didn't say it out, but I said to myself, I said, I wonder, do you know what you have sitting in front of you? That man would say to you, what can he do with you that will maximize the value of what you all have? I just looked at them. They just talked. I just looked at them. I said, my God. He so valued what they had. He so valued who she was to him that he wanted to do whatever he could do and whatever he needed to do to maximize the value of what they had. I was like, Jesus, my God. Where are the rest of y'all? I said, now you all, if that goes to a marriage, y'all will have one of the best relationships that there is. Because it's more important to you to work on what you have than to sit in your pride and run your mouth and talk about what you're not going to do. And the older generation does that. They will tell you right now, I'm this age, I'm setting my ways, and I'm not changing, and that's that. And ain't no need of trying to change me. And they're true. And most of the time they die bitter and resentful and alone. Because everybody changes. Everybody changes. You know good T well you don't look like you did 20 years ago. Something on you has changed. Whether it's your hair, whether it's you've lost weight, whether some of your teeth out, whether your skin is not quite as tight as it used to be. There's something that has changed on and in you. You are not who you were. And if we are to become one, we both have to have accepting of each other's rights. Keep thinking, now you know what, they can feel this very way and I wouldn't like it. Because see, a lot of time when you spitting your venom out, because you spitting it out, you don't hear how it sounds until somebody play it back to you. And when they play it back, you like, oh God, is that what I said? That's what you said. And that's your right. I want you as spouses to understand, you all have the right to say what you want to say, to think how you want to think. What you must understand is, when it comes at a time when, oh, now you're vulnerable and your spouse is saying stuff, ain't no need of flipping. Because if you think back just a few weeks, a few months ago, that was how you sounded right there. Now you want to act like the little wounded cat. No, ain't no wounded cat, dog, chicken, nothing else. You put it out there. So now, if your spouse decides, you know, this is really not how I want to wake up every morning. I don't want to wake up like this every morning. I don't want to wake up and I'm like this. I'm on edge. My nerves are just, I'm in a stress just to open my eyes. Because I don't know whether today is going to be a good day or not. You don't want that. You want to be one where when y'all wake up, you know what? The day is one of the most amazing days that we have ever had. It don't matter whether I get my way today or not. Both of you saying the same thing. You wake up and these are your thoughts. It don't matter whether I get my way today or not. Just as long as I'm happy with my spouse, with him or with her. That's all that matters today. That's how the becoming one starts its journey. Because when both have the thought that all I want to do today is be happy with the person that I am married to, it doesn't matter how you feel, how you think, you just want to be happy. Today might don't go your way. Fine. But I'm happy. Tomorrow may be your day. Today may have been the spouse's day. Tomorrow may be your day. It's not that you keeping tabs. It's the fact you just waking up and all you know is I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. That's it. Right? No. Happy? Yes. You said, well, now hold up, Doc. Hold up. Now, wait a minute. Wait now. Hold it. You going a little bit too far. I want to be right too. There were many times Jesus was right. But to keep the peace, he didn't stress it. He didn't stress it. I'm talking tonight because as you think about what you share, at some point, if you want to get to the oneness, the pride got to go. You being top dog got to go. On both sides. On both sides. You got people today that are divorced, want their spouse back, but they want to keep acting the very same way that they were acting when they were with them. But they want them to come back and take some more of their abuse. No, because what you don't understand is when they left you, they grew up. They start experiencing some things. They got some life lessons that maybe you didn't get. And now they have the opportunity, because they're not with you. They have the opportunity to decide whether they want to go back and deal with that anymore, or maybe they just want to move on. You all at a good place. You're friends. If you have children, they need you to come together. You'll come. And that's the end of that. You see what I'm saying? All because the goal is we want to be one. I look at Dr. Miles Monroe and his wife. From what I understand, they didn't go nowhere together. I mean, didn't go anywhere that they weren't together. They were together all the time. All the time. If he left to go somewhere, she was with him. And I guess if she left to go somewhere, he with her. Even to the point that when it came down time to die, they died together. Now that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. Probably they had already talked about it and said, I don't want to be in this world without you. No. Lord, if you come to take one of us, you come take both of us. We're not doing it. We came together, we want to leave together. And that's exactly what happened. Now I don't know nowhere and no books where he said that, but I'm just imagining. Because when you know your rights from the word, you have the right to say how you want to die, to say when you want to die. You have the right to say that. Okay? And they had become so one until when they got ready to go, they just went on together. Now, you can't beat that. Now, you don't think they didn't have some heated fellowship? You don't think they didn't have some discussions? Oh, sure they did. But it was more important to them to be happy and be one than it was to be right and be separated. Now, let me tell you how that's going to happen, where you can really see the benefits of it. Daddy says, submit yourself one to another, that you may be healed. See, a lot of people that are coming together in marriage, they're wounded. All the way to the corporate office, they are wounded. Something that mama didn't do, something daddy didn't do, something in failed relationships, something happened in friendship. They come wounded. And when it's more important to be happy than it is to be right, they submit one to another. And guess what they start doing? They start healing one another. Those wounds that they came with, one by one, they just start leaving. Because why? The more we become one, the more I'm healed. I ain't submitting to no woman. I'm the man. You hear that, little boy? Do you hear that, little boy? I'm the man. I ain't submitting to her. God didn't tell me to submit to her. He told her to submit to you. Yeah, he did. And then if you keep reading, it says, and you all submit one to another. That same place, yeah. After it tells the wife to submit to her husband, then it goes down, I think it's 1 or 2 verses down. And it says, submit one to another. Why did it say that? Because it's not fair for her to do all the submitting and he don't have to submit. She needs her needs met just like he needs his needs met. And if she can humble herself and meet his needs, how come he can't humble himself and meet her needs? Vice versa. Same thing. You see what I'm saying? How come they can't? How come they cannot do that? How come they can't do it? They can't do it because they don't want to submit. This is who I am. You knew this was me before you married me. Now you want to get me and change me. Well, let's look at this from a biblical standpoint. Before you came to Jesus, you were a hot mess. But I believe Jesus said, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. So change had to come. Now, the manifested change will be as you continue to walk in him. Then people will be able to see a change. Some people can see it immediately, because there'll be some changes made immediately. I know people have said they were drinking like a skunk when they got saved, but as soon as the Lord saved them, they ain't drank since then. That's change. Some of them say the same thing about smoking. That's change. Some of them have said that they coated on their wife like a dog, but when the Lord saved them, they ain't wanted nobody but her since. That's change. That's change. So what does that mean? That means we have got to wake up and stop hollering, I ain't changing for nobody. You married. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? Do you really want to become one, or do you want to be roommates under the same roof? And the only thing you have that's one is that you have the same last name. Other than that, that's it. You don't have anything else. There's no oneness there. You don't want that. You don't want to live 40 and 50 years and you can't say that you all are one yet. I know a couple. One of the spouses are dead. And the only way that he could live in the house was to work nights and sleep days so he didn't have to bother with her. Now that's rough. So they really never had a oneness. He provided for her. She was his housekeeper. But they were Mr. and Mrs. That's sad, y'all. That's sad. And I ain't talking about what nobody told me. I'm talking about what I know. That's sad. So how do we really become one? Submit to one another. Keep asking the question, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? At some point, it got to get where it don't matter. If that's what she need, give it to her. It got to be where it don't matter. If that's what he need, give it to him. As long as at the end of the day, we grinning at each other. And when we hold each other, we feel such a warmth of love. We feel such an intimacy that we're like, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is what I've been talking about. This is what I've been wanting. And when 40 and 50 years go by, you still got that same grin. You say, we still have it. We still have it. What once was, still is. And you're still smiling. Because why? We have really become one now. We get up. Okay. Maybe I brought up where we're going to go. But when we wake up the next morning, the spouse says, you know what, babe, I know you said about, you talked about let's go here or wherever. But I ain't feeling that. I just ain't feeling it. How about we go this direction? Okay. Now, you could say, okay, look, why you going to wake up this morning and change? Now, we sit there, we talked about this last night, and I asked you, are you sure that you all right going here? And what did you say? Babe, I'm good. If that's where you want to go, that's where we want to go. Then you going to wake up this morning and change your mind. Here I am prepared to go here. Why are you going to do that? I don't walk that road. Cut. Forget it. You can either have all that drama and wind up going nowhere, because now the spouse is pissed off. Whether that's the man or the woman, don't make no difference, because either side, you got men that are drama just like women. Now the spouse is pissed off. They don't want to go nowhere. You know what? I tell you what, let's just don't go nowhere today. Forget it. Then there's a whole trip lost simply because you wanted to prove a point. You wanted to bring about, okay, I'm right. This is about me. Instead of just saying, you know what, forget it. We wake up in the morning, babe, I ain't feeling it. Okay, well, what you feeling? I'm feeling us going over here. I know it's a little further, but I don't know. I just want to ride a little bit today. Okay, fine, let's go. Whether it's her or him, let's go. At the end of the day, no, you didn't get what you wanted so far as the place is concerned. But you did get your happiness. You did get he was closer to you today, or she was closer to you today. You know, and see, your pride would say, yeah, they sure will, because they got what they wanted. I wish I could have got what I wanted. I done been all them roads, honey. Don't work. It don't work. The best thing you can do is say, you know what? The focus of the day was for us to be together. Wherever we went. The focus of us today was to be together and to be happy. Who knows? Unexpectedly, where you wanted to go, when you get off work, when you get off work, you know what they'll do? They'll come pick you up. Who knows? They may tell you that morning, babe, let me drive you to work today. On either side, let me drive you to work today. I come pick you up. Babe, you don't even get up yet. That's all right. I'll come pick you up, okay? I'll come pick you up. They don't have a clue. They ain't even think about it no more. You know, they like, well, we went where we went together. We went somewhere together. We were together. We had fun. That's what it was all about. They ain't even thinking about where they really wanted to go. You go pick them up. And all of a sudden, y'all keep riding. You like, babe, we going home? Honey, I just want you to sit over there and ride. Next thing you know, that place you wanted to go, when the car stops for the final destination, you right where you wanted to go the other day. Now, you can get in your feelings and say, oh, honey, you had to bring me down here. I don't want to go here now. I mean, thank you, but I want to go the other day. You could do that, or you could say, oh, honey, thank you. I wasn't even paying this no mind. I mean, long as we were together and happy, that was it. Thank you. And they'll look at you and say, yeah, but you made me happy the other day when I could tell you I wasn't feeling that right then. And you were like, okay, because the focus is just for us to be together and be happy. That's the focus. So if you ain't feeling it, fine. Wherever you feeling, let's go. Baby, that meant so much to me. You didn't give me no headache about it. You didn't give me no drama. And I know you wanted to go. And I know you normally, you would have said something. But the fact that you didn't, I enjoyed where you let me go where I wanted to go that day, but I could not rest until I brought you where you wanted to go. Now you could say, well, why can't you do that the other day? I wanted to go the other day. Or you could say, well, baby, thank you. You didn't forget. You didn't forget me. You realize I really wanted to go there, but I sucked it up because the focus is as long as we can be happy and as long as we can be together. So thank you. And he gets on out the car, come around, opens the door, gets his queen, and whatever y'all supposed to be doing while you wherever you are, you do it. And he's just as patient. She's just as patient. Because it don't matter, could be on either side. Your spouse is just as patient as they could be. And even though you wanted to go the other day, maybe today was a better day for it. Maybe the air is better today for that particular place than it was the other day. See, becoming one, really, learning how to become one and being one means the focus is that we be happy and we be together. All the other stuff is variables. But see, when you used to having to be right, then you focus on what really doesn't matter. You there now. They wanted to surprise you. You done drove 50 miles one way because that's where you wanted to go the other day, and because you were so surrendering for them to have what they needed the other day, they wanted to let you know, I didn't forget you. Now you could focus on that their heart didn't forget you, or you could still be mad about the other day and get nothing. It's up to you. It's up to you. When it gets where the focus is only that we are happy together and that we are together. If those two things ever get where that's the only focus of the marriage on both sides, the oneness just happens automatically. You don't even have to force it. You don't even have to try to be one. It just comes together. The more that you all just be. You're just being. It ain't about right. None of that. It's just about being. And the being keeps bringing you together to where if you're home, you're happy. If you're out, you're happy. Because the focus is not, why can't I get what I want? The focus is, I want us to be happy. And I want us to be together. Because being together and the air's not right, anybody want all that? That ain't nothing. I'm telling y'all, when I come to you, I come with lessons learned. Done been there. And some of you all may be suffering from what I suffered from. Growing up, nobody thought I had anything to offer. Nobody thought I was right about anything. So then you get grown and somebody go, no, you all right. But when it comes to a relationship, that doesn't matter. What matters is, can we be happy today? And can we be together? So at the end of the day, when we're laying down beside each other, there is so much chemistry that we heal the wounds of each other. Even though we are whole. Have you ever seen an apple? An apple is whole. Unless somebody have cut it in half. You see whole apples. And unless there's something on the outside that lets you know that apple got a rotten spot in there somewhere, you don't know it. The apple is whole. It's not until you bite into it that you go, oh God, ugh. And you find out there's a little bad place in there. And you have to take your knife and cut it out. And you're particular how you cut it out because you don't want to get the good part out of there. You just want to get the bad part out and then go on your way eating the good part. It's the same thing with keeping that spouse. And it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. Lord, I got 60 seconds, y'all. It's a daily thing. This is not just a one-time deal and then you done, you sealed to the day of redemption. No. Every day you wake up, this is a journey you have to get on every day. My focus today is to be happy and be together. Everything else will be all right. Listen, you all have been with me. I've watched you all coming in, and I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much. I believe that this symposium tonight, this class, I really want to start calling it marriage class. I believe this class tonight has really blessed somebody. I believe it have caused some spouses to think. Yeah, this symposium have caused some spouses to think. You know, it's got all kind of names. Symposium, class, whatever. Coaching, session, whatever. This symposium tonight, I believe, have really caused some folk to sit back and say, you know, she got a point there. It's not always about being right, but it should always be about being happy. Okay? I love you all. Really be one. And the way to do that is to make sure your focus stays. It's about being happy and it's about being together. You all can do it. Why? Because you are spouses keepers. I love you all. Thank you for being with me tonight. I hope to see you next Monday night. If not, whenever you can come back on Spouses Keepers, I'll be glad to have you. I will be doing a campaign this month on the weekends about donations because I do not charge for these classes or these symposium. And this is counseling. It is, especially on Monday and Wednesday night. This is counseling. And if it had to be a price to it, a lot of folk wouldn't be joining me. Okay? So I don't want to do that. Go to my website. Matter of fact, I have a page called Donations. Go to the No Donations page link on my page. Click it and it'll take you right to my website to the donations page. Give a donation. It goes to the ministry. This is ministry. It goes to the ministry. That money don't come to me. It goes to the ministry so I can boost these symposiums and they can go out further. See, me being up here like this is free. But for me to get it out into more of the United States and more countries and more cities in those countries, it costs. It costs. Okay? So that's all I'm asking. I desire to do a Spouses Keepers conference. I desire to do a singles conference. Can't do it with no money. Okay? So all I'm asking is that when you go on my page, look for the donations. You'll see it say donations. Click on it. It'll say learn more. That learn more take you right straight to the donation page. And so just donate. So you know what? I like what she's doing. and the girl talking some good stuff, and I want her to help others. Maybe you might not even need it. You'll find your marriage may be doing excellent. Maybe everything I'm talking about, y'all done already got there and you're fine. Okay? But somebody else may be struggling. Oh my God. And just think what your donation would do. Okay? If you don't find the donations link on my page, you can go to www.newimagefellowship.com/donations, and it'll take you right to the page. Somebody, if they don't mind, somebody put that up. www.newimagefellowship.com/donations. It'll take you straight to the donations page. You can either go through PayPal or your credit card or your debit card, whichever, and just leave a donation for New Image Fellowship so I can continue getting this word out. Okay? Thanks, you all. I love you so much. And I know that tonight really blessed you. I saw some of you all coming in late. If it's fine when this symposium posts, just go back and pull it up and listen. Okay? Bye now. Love y'all. Thanks again.